Hey everyone, it's Jordan from Scout, and today in Shop Talk, we're going to be talking about everything you need to know on your first day in your Scout truck camper. Today we have the Yoho Pop-Up and the Yoho Hardwall here in the shop. These two are fully kitted out, so we can show you the base features of each one of our Scout campers, as well as all of the awesome accessories that you can add on. All right, let's go take a look at the Hardwall at the front. So starting out here, these two little bars right here, these are really important. These are wear items. And so when we put this camper in your truck, this will actually sit along your bed rail. And so this is kind of a sacrificial strip. So if that camper starts to move around a bit, or if you're going off-road, you'll start to see a little bit of wear on here instead of on your truck. So coming around down here, you'll see this cable right here. This is actually your grounding strap for all of your electrical. You'll see that it attaches up here to one of the bolts for the jack. Right behind it is your tie down system. So this is really nice. This ties down and attaches to the D-rings inside your truck box. Basically, it's just a ratcheting system, super nice. You just tie it down, lock it in place, and that holds your camper in place. Okay, moving on up, we got the Kammock Awning. This is an accessory which is really nice. On the back here, you have this lever. This is the lock position. Push it back for the open position. Open up your two straps here. Pull your awning out. And now you're gonna hear it click to a point, and that's where one stop is. You can actually keep pulling it out. There's the second point, and now to the third point. Now you might notice this is a little bit loose. So what you can do is bring this forward, and you can actually ratchet it so it's nice and tight. So now your awning is nice and stable, nice and sturdy. And if you wanna bring it back in, push it back. You'll notice that the fabric loosens up. Grab your two loops here, pull a little bit past. You'll find your awning wants to pull itself in, and there you go. It's back in. Put your straps back on, put your awning into the locked position. There you go, you're ready for travel again. Moving down from here, we got the compartment door. This is on a lot of our Hardwalls. To open it up, push the button here, push the button over here, and then you can pull on the latch and that'll open it up. You see there's gas struts that'll keep it open. So you have quite a bit of space in here to store all you want. To close it up and to lock it, push them in like that. Then you're gonna wanna use your gray key, put it in here, and now you're locked. So no one can get into that compartment. As well, inside this compartment are some accessories for your jack. So you got your caps for the end, as well as the manual handle and the bit for your drill. Highly recommend getting a drill. This is gonna make it a lot easier than cranking it up. The cap here, when you're in storage, you can just put this over top, snap it in place, and then I'll keep any kind of water from getting into this mechanism and rusting it out and making it a lot stiffer. And so when you're in summer mode, just take it off, and there you go. Now the jacks. So the jacks are one thing that our customers ask us a lot about because it's a little bit different than other systems. To change it from travel mode into storage mode or the other way, right now we're in storage mode, so it's sticking out from the camper here. We have this pin up here. Usually you have to jiggle the jack around a little bit to pull that pin out. Then you also have this pin down here. So pull it out, jiggle the jack a little bit, pin comes out. I'm gonna show you how to take it into travel mode right now. You can pull it back a little bit from the camper, twist that down, bring it in, and then put your pins back in. I always recommend doing the bottom one first and then doing the top one. And there you go. Now you're in travel mode, so the jacks don't stick out from the camper right now. And if you ever want to take the jacks off completely, once again, just pull your pins out, take your jack out completely. Now it's not on your camper and you're saving that much weight when you're traveling around. So one thing if you're going to use the drill attachment is that this actually, you're gonna wanna put your drill in reverse to extend the jacks, forward to bring the jacks back up. So put it in reverse, put it in there. I usually suggest getting a drill that you have one of these attachments on, just in case you hit the end and it jerks on you a little bit. It helps your wrist. And that's how you raise and lower it, it's super nice. Okay, propane. So when the Yoho, the propane is back here, you'll see the two vents. This is standardized, as well as the grommet. This is for passing through a quick connect to putting your stove outside or putting like a Howl campfire outside. Coming around the side here, Same style latch that's on the compartment on the side. Push that in, opens up. You got your 10-pound propane tank. Some of them have 5-pound propane tanks. To remove that, just twist that off, put your cap on, twist this knob to loosen off the bracket. Place it down here, and you can remove your propane tank. Just set that aside for now. I'll show you a couple of the features inside this cabinet. So you're gonna see that you got your 2 vents here, as well as the grommet, and also your quick connect, and your regulator here at the top. Okay, so putting back in your tank takes a little bit of finesse. Put that in there like that. Get the bolt through there. And usually what I do is I start up high on the tank, push down a little bit, pull it together. You're gonna see on this side, there's one side where the nut is inside a bit and one side where the nut is flush. Take this side with the nut that's flush, squeeze it, and tighten it down. And there you go. Coming over here, underneath this side of the Yoho, we have our 7-way connection. This is so that you can power your marker lights as well as charge your house battery. Beside that, you have your solar connection. Now on the 2025s, we do have an MPP charge controller inside the camper for that. So you can use a panel that doesn't have a solar regulator on it. But in the 2026s, you'll want to make sure that when you connect there, you do have a panel that's regulated. On each one of our campers, we also have a Shore power connection. Now, this doesn't run any 110 power inside your unit. All it is it connects to the battery charger to charge your battery up to 40 amps. So that can take only about 3 hours from your battery being completely empty to completely full. Okay, so up on the roof, we have this nice 190-watt solar panel. This will actually keep your house battery fully charged in nice sunny weather. So you just want to make sure that this panel sits in the sun if you ever were to park anywhere. As well, we showed that external solar port. You can put a solar blanket out in the sun if you want to park in the shade, and this one's not producing very much. So with this panel here, you'll actually be able to charge your house batteries at about 10 amps. Just driving down the road, as long as you're in the sun, you're going to be charging. So in the back here, we have your Rotopax. To remove this, just spin this until it's in line. Pull it off, it's a nice snug fit. If you want to get a different type of Rotopax, we actually sell different ones here at the hub. You can get the gas or the diesel ones as well. Same thing fits here as well. If you want to add an extension, you can actually add an extension here so you can fit 2 tanks as well. Put it back on, spin it until these 2 nubs attach to the inside clasp, then just tighten it down. We have the door handle here. You have this purple key right here. This will lock your main handle key right here. To lock the deadbolt, it's going to feel counterintuitive because this handle is actually flipped this way. So you actually push away from the door frame to lock your deadbolt. Push towards your frame to unlock the deadbolt. Pretty simple, but that's just one of the things that a lot of people get confused about. So with the diesel heater, just open it up like that. The whole front comes down, holds itself. And so right down here, you have a just about 3-gallon diesel tank or a 10-liter diesel tank, and then your diesel heater up here. Some things to watch out for is you have your combustion air that comes in this hose right here, and your exhaust that comes out here. So just be careful of that because that can get really hot. Every once in a while, customers will say they'll hear a bit of a ticking noise. That's normal. This is actually the diesel pump, the fuel pump right here. And so that helps provide the fuel from the tank to your diesel heater. So one thing that's really nice about the diesel heater is actually this 10 liters or 3 gallons can last a really long time because it just sips that fuel. So you'll find that this is a really nice clean, dry heat. As well, if you ever need this diesel heater to be maintained or worked on, there's actually 4 bolts on the inside. You can take this entire case off, this really nice Zargus case off. Just close it up and just take it off, and you can actually take it anywhere that works on diesel heaters. Next up on the inside, we're going to be looking at the controls. So on the inside, you'll see those 4 bolts that we can actually remove that diesel heater with. So those are the 4 bolts that go into the box here. So you just take those off and you can take the box off. You take the 2 hoses off and there you go. Now, controls. This is one thing that a lot of customers ask about. So I'm going to do a bit of a deep dive here on how we use this control system. So with this control, you'll see a couple features here. You'll see the time, as well as if you tap on that, it'll give you your altitude. You'll see the temperature here. You can set that to either Celsius or Fahrenheit. You got your settings up here, and you also have a timer. The nice thing about the timer is if you actually set the time for your settings, you can actually set a timer, so if you're on the slopes or whatever, you can actually set it so the heater comes on for a certain amount of time before you come off the slope, so your camper is nice and warm. So how to actually use it, there's two features. One is actually an air circulation mode. If you hold on to that middle until you see that fan symbol in the middle, that is actually an air circulation mode. So you can use this in the summer as well as the winter. It'll suck air in here, it'll blow air out here, and then you can actually change your fan speed like that. So you have your plus and your minus over here, minus over here. And so you can actually change your fan speed based on that. So that's a really nice feature if you just want to move some air around. To stop, just click in the middle and it'll stop. So to turn on the heater, you just click in the middle just once, just a slight click, and then that'll turn on your heating mode. You'll see that right now it's set to 20 degrees, same as what's in the camper itself for 20 degrees Celsius. To turn it up, you just turn up the temperature. Say we want to set it for 26 degrees Celsius, and it'll take about 4 to 5 minutes for that diesel heater to turn on. All right, moving on the inside, the first thing we're gonna look at is the safety systems. So you have your fire extinguisher down here. Right above it, just in front of the door, you have your smoke detector. And then just below the UPT, you're gonna have your LP and carbon monoxide detectors. One of the things to be aware of is that these have about a 5-year shelf life, the smoke detector and the LP carbon monoxide detectors. So if those start to go off and they just won't stop going off, just make sure you change those out. They're pretty simple. The LP detector, the one thing to be aware of is that if you have a wet dog or stinky shoes and set it close to there, it can actually set it off because it's just detecting hydrocarbons. The kitchen block, you have your sink right here. The drain is just below, nice and accessible. You'll see the hose right here. That's the same hose that connects to the connection on the outside. You'll see some of these black brackets on the inside. This is actually the backing plate for your jack. And so you'll see those on all 4 corners inside your camper. Just to be aware of that, you don't have to do anything about it. Right above the sink, you have your Lifesaver Jerrycan, as well as your shower hose right here. You can just take that off, use that to spray. Now, one thing you'll find is that you actually have to pump this probably about for a minute or 2 to get a good amount of pressure built up in here. And then you just squeeze the wand. Now, if you don't want to use the wand, don't worry. You can actually just press this right here, take that off. And so now you actually have a tap that you can just pour straight out of the jerry can. Or if you want the hose back on, just clip it back on. The charcoal filter that comes with this is good for about 20,000 liters, so it'll last quite a long time. But one thing I just tell customers is that if you put water in here and you prime that charcoal filter, make sure that it always is wet. Don't let it get dry, otherwise you'll have to replace it. The windows. On the top here, pull down, you have your bug screen, pull up. You have your privacy shade, as well as on the back side of this white material, there's a silver foil to help reflect heat out. One thing I suggest is if you're in an environment that's really hot, just make sure you have a little bit of a gap up here to allow for airflow behind it. To remove, just lift up on the 2 clasps, and there we go, we open it up. Now we have these 4 latches here. On the front windows, there's only gonna be 3. So just push in this gray button here, lift up and twist. That will release the window. So you have 3 points on these side windows, 2 points of opening on the front windows. So there's position 2, there's position 3. And to bring it back down, just push it past, and that brings it back down. Now, if you're ever at a position, say like position 1, you don't have to move it all the way out. You can actually just bring it in, just like that. To latch it up, there's a couple different positions down here. This is one thing that's actually really nice about these windows. You'll see that there's this little slot here for these handles, for all 4 of them. If you put it in between that slot, this is like a security air mode. So basically you can have this window gapped a little bit, but also have it locked so someone can't get in. If you utilize that with our fan in the ceiling, you'll find that you actually get quite a bit of airflow coming through. So if you ever have a pet in here or you're sleeping at night and you don't want to have too much airflow, but just enough, this is a really good feature. It's also on our front bunk view windows. To lock the window, just open that up again. Bring it all the way in. Make sure that clasp goes all the way to the other side of that latch there. And there you go. That's our windows. This is the Dometic fridge. This is removable, so you can just take out the 4 straps on either side and take this out of the camper. This one here is a CFX 45, so it is a single zone. We also have dual zones in our bigger campers, so you can have fridge, freezer, or freezer, fridge, or fridge, fridge, and freezer, freezer, or any combination you really want. We also have some models as well that have the ice maker built into the single zones. To control, you have this side over here. You got a USB port, as well as there's some features here that we should set to different settings that come from the factory. So one is the battery protection. We'll want to set that to low because this is mainly made to go into vehicles so that it doesn't kill your starter battery. This one doesn't have a starter. Obviously, you're in a camper, so you're going to want to set that battery protection to low because you want to use all of that battery for your fridge. And you don't have to worry about it killing your starter battery in your truck. The other is setting the temperature setting. So if you wanted either Celsius or Fahrenheit, there's also a setting for that. And lastly, there is the Dometic app. The app is really nice because you can actually Bluetooth to this. So when you're driving down the road, if you want to make sure that the drinks or food that you just put in there are nice and cold, or you just put a bunch of popsicles in there and you want to make sure it's frozen as soon as you get to the campsite, you can set it actually while you're driving, or your person in your passenger seat can set it while you're driving. And so you don't have to worry about stopping, getting out, getting in the camper, changing the temperature. So when the fridge is in your camper, it's going to be running on the 12-volt system. This is your 12-volt plug right here. This is the female side, the male side, put them together. If you find you don't have power, there's also a blade fuse here, so make sure you double check that blade fuse. Down in the seating system here, we have removable cushions. Now these removable cushions are also removable because you can actually take the covers off and wash them if you need to. We have the table here with the swivel Lagun style system. This is now standard in all of our campers. This one is like a quick lock bike system where you release that, loosen off that side, then you can remove the table system completely. Here's a bit of a better view of it from below. You can take off this part, put it to the side, and then this becomes your bed. Well, maybe not your bed, because, you know, you guys get along, but then you can take your cushions, take these 2 pieces out, take the back cushion there, take your other back cushion, fit it in there. There we go. Got another bed. We got the bunk extension to release it, lift up a little bit, let it slide along the rails, push it down into the bump, push your mattress forward, take your 2 fill-in mattresses, put them in, there you go. You got your super awesome bed. On the ceiling, you have these brackets up here. You can attach whatever you want. You have their scout bags here that connect with the carabiners. A lot of customers will add netting and things like that across here. Over here, you have your vent fan. To open up your vent fan, just twist this knob. You have 3 speeds. This fan that comes with the Scout only pulls air out of. So one thing you can do with that is actually utilize your windows. And you can put that in the lock position. So it'll actually suck a little bit of air through here and out the fan, and you'll feel a nice air movement. Turn it off. I highly suggest always closing the vent fan when you're driving, because that lid is not made to be up while you're driving. Same with the Skylight. Hecky Skylight has your bug screen on one side, has your shade on the other. Same with the side windows. When it's hot, keep a little bit of airflow so that the heat can escape out of there. To open it up, you just push the button in the middle and lift it up. The lights on the ceiling, there's a couple different features for them. You can turn them on or off, and then if you hold down on the power button, you can actually dim them. And then hold down again to bring them back to full brightness. UPT. At the top, we have our battery monitor. You can detect any kind of power going in and out of your battery from here. Victron actually has an app that you can download on your phone, and you can connect to this as well as the solar charge controllers and the DC to DC charger inside. So while you're driving, you can monitor those things, or if you're in your campsite, not in your camper, you can monitor those things outside as well. Underneath here, we have a USB-A and a USB-C charging. On the original UPTs, we have the fuses here on the side. So if these pop out, it means the fuse is blown. You just push it back in, reset the fuse. On this side over here, we have our switches on off. So you can turn on and off different things. So if you don't want your fridge to run and you can obviously power it off at the fridge, but if you just want to make sure that it doesn't turn on or someone accidentally turns it on, you can actually turn it off at the switch so that no power goes to it. Same with the furnace. If you're in the summertime and you don't want to remove your diesel heater off the back, you can actually just switch off the diesel heater so there's no power going to that when you don't want it. Right down here below is our battery disconnect switch. That switch there is mainly if you're going to store your camper for a while, turn that off. And then obviously below that is your LP detector. This one has the 500 volt amp Victron inverter installed. To demonstrate the inverter, we have this one here. This is very similar to the 500. This one's just a 250. So on the back side of the inverter, when it's in your camper, you actually have these dip switches right here. So you can push one for normal mode, push down for eco mode, and then push in the middle to turn it off. Expion Battery. This is 132 amp hours or 1600 watt hours of 12 volt power. When this blue light is on, that means the battery is powered up. If you ever come in your camper and you don't see that on, just push it down, wait about 45 seconds and the battery will power up again. This far silver switch there is your heater. So if you ever want to camp in cold weather, just push that switch in, and then it actually has a built-in heater inside the battery to help keep those cells nice and warm, because lithium doesn't want to charge when it gets below zero, and after -20 it will stop discharging. The heater is very valuable to making sure that you can camp in really cold weather. Combined with the diesel heater, makes a very nice situation. With the Expion 360 battery, they also have an app, so you can connect to it through Bluetooth. On here on the screen, I've already selected it off our scan for batteries. Click on the battery, it's gonna load, and here you'll see that this battery is currently at 97% charge. If you push this button here, it'll tell you your status. So right now we're discharging. Our current is 1.2 amps. Our remaining capacity is 128.3 amp hours. Our voltage is. You can also turn on and off the heater in the app itself, and it'll tell you the temperature inside the battery cells. So just like the Victron Connect app, this allows you to monitor all of your electrics when you're not inside your camper. With the Victron Connect app, you'll be able to look up all of the different components inside your camper. Just simply look up the VIN number on your camper. On this one, you see that there is one DC to DC charger, a battery monitor, a solar charge controller, and another solar charge controller. To connect, you just tap on the device, let it load, type in your password. Default from the factory is 6 zeros, but you can change that yourself. And once again, we load up. You can see all the different features of your battery, the current going in, current going out, and how much time is remaining. This is really nice if you're running your diesel heater, because you can actually kind of get an estimate of how long your battery is going to last based on how much power you're using. Now let's go over to the pop-ups and see what is unique and different about them. The first, obviously, is going to be from this level up. So the pop-up is currently in travel mode. We give you carabiners from the factory. Just remove those, unlatch, do that for all four, and then we can lift the roof. Up on the roof of the pop-up, there's some unique differences to the Hardwall. One is the two 100-watt solar panels. Those are wired in series. They go to the charge controller inside. One of the things that we don't do is actually put screws in the roof when we don't need to. So these are actually all secured with nice industrial adhesive connections. This is the scan strut port on the roof. This is where all your solar wiring goes into. This is actually made for the marine industry. It's very solid and lasts a very long time. Moving on to the pop-up, you'll notice that this door is a little bit shorter than the one on the Hardwall, but this is actually one of the tallest doors in a pop-up in the industry because of our roof design. It also has a nice acrylic window in it, so it has a little bit more insulation. Coming on the inside, you're probably wondering how you lift it. Basically, hold on to your rail on one side, pull, and just let it go up. It's that easy. Once we're up to this position, we push on one side, lock in our bar, push on the other side, lock in the other bar, and there we go. We're already set up. To open the windows, you got a zipper up here. You have your privacy layer, which comes down, and then next up is the plastic layer that holds out all the rain. And then after that, you got your bug screen. Now on the opposite side, you're gonna have an emergency exit over here, so all those layers actually come down. So inside the pop-up, once you open up all the windows, you can see how nice and bright and airy it is in here. Most everything is the same as components, but they're just in different locations. Like down here we have the fridge, over there we have the Jerrycan, over here we have the UPT compared to the Hardwall. In the pop-ups we got the bamboo countertops. One thing to be aware of is that these actually do like to have a little bit of oil every once in a while, just to make sure that surface stays nice and sealed up and also nice and smooth. So do that every about 6 months to 1 year, depending on the type of environment that you're in. So inside this 2026, we have the new UPT 2.0. This is in all of the 2026s going forward. And so you have a little bit of a different layout here. Instead of the battery disconnect being at the bottom, you have this on-off switch right here. You still have the battery monitor right here. You got the USB-A and USB-C, and then all of your switches and fuses are in one. So instead of having the button and the switch, it's just in the same thing. So if anything does overload, it'll trip that switch right there. So you'll know exactly if it's blowing a fuse, and to reset it, you just do that. Or if you just want to turn something off, you do the same thing. Turn it off, turn it on. So to close your pop-up, there's a little trick to do that. We do have a bungee on the outside to help pull the material in, but there is one thing to help out. First off, close your entrance door. Second, make sure all of your plastic is closed up on all your windows. Next, open your vent fan. Turn your vent fan on full. And you're gonna start to hear it kind of chug a little bit. Release your arms. And you're gonna start to feel the material start to suck in, and actually it's going to pull down the roof a little bit. There we go. Roof's closed. There we are. The roof is down. So from here you can just go around and just kind of make sure all the material is tucked in, and usually it is, in which case just grab your latches, take your carabiner off, and there you go. Your roof is down and ready to go. So there you have it, the walkthrough of both the pop-up and the Hardwall campers. If you have any questions, reach out to us at scoutcampers.com, or even on that website, you can also look up all of our dealers and look up which one is in your area. If you're in the Lower Mainland in BC, check us out at the Scout Hub here. We'd be happy to show you all of our models. Thanks for watching.